TMI we did. It's in the thumbnail of that video.
It's awesome. What do you mean?
No, I know it's awesome. It's just I forgot that I threw in a Bakuno reference. Number
uh,
one on my list of shows that desperately need a second season.
you're never gonna
It
get
used to
it.
be The Devil's a
Ever.
Part-Timer. It used to be The Devil's a Part-Timer, but that actually did get a second season.
Yeah, that's why you're never getting a second season of Bakuno because they're on to bigger and better things, like that Fate
Because
series written by the same person.
yeah, no, we need to do another anime original version of Durarara
Yeah.
with
Gotta
an
keep
awful
going.
ending.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Only da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Only da-da-da-da. Only. That's the only thing. Da-da-da-da. No other anime. Just
You
da-da-da-da.
want Bakuno characters? They're gonna have to make cameos in Durarara.
Even though the time period's not right at all,
Well, here's the thing: half the characters in Bakuno are immortal, so
it's fine. Don't worry
that's
about it.
that's why. That's why. The characters from Bakuno who show up in Durarara are immortal.
Oh no,
They
Miss.
don't know they're immortal because they're idiots, but
I can't die. Stabs himself. Nope, still alive. Still alive. Me glancing over at Misty's stream. Oh, she's letting chat make a pizza for her from Domino's. Oh, Mistia. All right, time for class to begin. So, I know no one's gonna be here tonight because everybody's over at partying at Mistia's place. But that's okay. I understand. She's got pizza.
see,
So,
we do not abide senior skip day.
yeah. Unfortunately, the teachers have to be here while everybody else is partying at Mistia's house. Such a shame. Oh well. Misty is going for 24 hours.
It's like Ferris Bueller, except it's Mistia in Matthew Broderick's role, and we're the principal.
Yeah. For
She's
sure.
going around Chicago. She's driving fancy cars.
Yeah. She's got so much stuff going. Thank you for the follow. Half aches. I too have half aches. Like when your knees hurt a little bit, but not that much, you know.
I ran this morning, so I also have aches.
Mhm. Uh but yeah. So today we're going to be talking about our number one shit lord in maybe not number one
I,
shit lord, but she's a pretty she's she's up there in characters who just like to spout random nonsense. So, we're going to be talking about the Sengoku period today in class. I hope you're ready because it's confusing. So, a lot of people refer to Sengoku as the feudal era, but that's incorrect. Did you know that?
I mean, I don't know that much about it, so
It
I know that the
technically,
feudal. I know I've heard the feudal era and the Sengoku era referred to before. I did not know that
yeah.
people use them erroneously interchangeably.
Well, it's usually just mostly in like the English dubs. But actually, what it happens, because it can't really take place in the feudal era because the feudal era was the era before it. Because the basically what happens is the feudal system collapses in Japan, and that's what rises to the rising states. Basically, if any of you have watched the history of Japan, hello, Love Turtle. Thank you for the drink that I'm not taking. Um,
I have not watched the history of Japan. I've only watched the history of the entire world.
well, that one was the original one, so you should watch
I
it.
know, I know, I should.
But yeah, so I believe, like, basically, I think the people just lose faith in the Emperor. No, it can't be no more worms.
Was this a reference to something that I missed?
I don't know. I'm laughing. Cause I just love it when you guys just say stuff that I'm not 100% sure if this is a joke that's happened before or not. I'm not
We
qualified
have
to be a
talked about
VTuber.
worms in the past.
Yeah, we have. This isn't we're talking about worms. We're talking about the Sengoku era of Japan, aka the
We're
Warring
talking about
States
a
period.
gremlin. We're talking about a gremlin.
So basically, a ton of samurai clans start to get, yeah, the fake Grand Order stream. Oh,
That makes sense.
that does make sense. Still never taking a drink. Why? Because you can bring a dog to water, but you can't make it drink.
You've been waiting to use that one, haven't you?
Yes. You can put this water bowl in front of me, but that doesn't mean I'm going to drink any of it. It's raining outside. Maybe I don't want to go pee yet, you know? Have you ever thought of that, huh?
That's like Love Turtle, if you try, you will lose fingers. I'm just gonna warn you.
Yeah, give me your Ubies.
Thanks.
But yeah, so the feudal system collapsed. Nobody likes to believe in the emperor anymore. A bunch of samurai clans take up residence in various areas, and they're all ready to go to war with each other with one big bright idea. Hey, there are other countries outside of Japan, they're thinking. Well, we better unite Japan or we're fucked. And that's pretty much the thought process of most of the feudal lords who are aiming to just conquer all of Japan so that they can bring it together, so they can stand a chance against, like, China. I mean, the tornadoes aren't going to keep the Mongols out all forever.
No. It's like eventually they're going to run out of places to pillage on the mainland, and they are going to come here.
Yeah.
We might want to be prepared for that.
So one clan gets the big idea, hey, let's just go conquer stuff. But they made one big large mistake. They went through this chick's clan. And they were like,
This
hey,
one right here.
yep, this one right here. Oda Nobunaga. They went through the Oda clan's territory. And then the Oda clan was all like, hey, we should just take their idea and do what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty successful at it. Until, betrayal in the inner workings, and Nobunaga was forced to commit senpoku. And then Hideyoshi was all like, nah, bro. And then he completed that task. And then there was another, when Hideyoshi died eventually, there was another thing, was like, nah, his kid's not going to take over. We're going to put in charge this other guy. And that was the end of the Sengoku era. I haven't gone over. Basically, I haven't gone into all of this yet. I'll go into detail next because I think we're gonna no talking drink.
Love Turtle detention.
Oh, what am I gonna do with you guys? Oh, I guess we could. So I guess that basic overview, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty details of Oda Nobunaga's life.
Love the nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty details. All right. So Oda Nobunaga happened in the middle of the Warring States era, around the 1500s.
So the 1500s.
Yeah, the 1500s. That's the number I'm looking for. I don't know what then.
That was after America was discovered, so that
Yep.
does take place during the official timeline of the world.
Yep. And it's also after the Portuguese show up for a bit. And I think this is like one of like the main
Apparently
thought
there's
process.
two. Apparently there's a warring states period for both Japan and China.
Yes, because they have different states. Yeah. Basically, well, Japan. I don't even know if it's correct to say if China has a warring states period because China breaks apart a lot. So
No, they do. I've seen history of the world.
yeah.
history of the entire world.
And China breaks apart again. But then it gets back together. And,
And
oh, it's broken.
and it's broken again.
But I think the Portuguese were like one of the main influences for like Nobunaga and other people to like try to conquer all of Japan because they're like, dang, these guys got guns. So
Obviously, they didn't have. According to this map, they didn't have much to begin with.
no, they did not have much to begin with.
They had that little purple, that one single purple spot.
That is correct. The Oda clan was actually the smallest clan that was vying for this. Like basic, so the clan next to it, the largest clan, that was the clan that was who thought, hey, let's take over all of Japan. But they went through the Oda clan and boom, the smaller clan won. It's like 500, but for Japan.
I know you haven't seen this show, but it's like from Rick and Morty, where this one alien uses Rick's toilet and he spends the entire episode hunting him down. This feels like the same kind of energy.
Pretty much. So we're now going to talk about like what happens in with the Oda clan. So I'm guessing the Oda clan must be like really harsh or something like that because it seems like some of the people are saying that Nobunaga wasn't really interested in being the head of the clan, even though he was like the official like heir. But basically, it kind of just had to be done because all of his brothers tried to kill him a couple times, and you just have to kill everybody else and become the clan leader. Haha. Spaghetti. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Alright, so, let's begin. So, eventually, his father, Oda Nobuhide, dies. Unexpectedly. And then Nobunaga was like, fuck you, old man! and is a total asshole at the funeral. This is Oni-chan!
Oni-chan, where?
I don't know. I'll try to redeem that. So, total asshole at the ceremony.
Rives drunk.
Basically, just threw the ceremonial incense at the altar. Ooh.
It's like, fuck you, old man.
Yeah,
You're nothing
basically.
special. If you were special, you would be alive.
Yeah. So basically, succession in Crisis is, this guy's not good enough to be the leader of the clan. We better have, like, internal fighting going on. So, Oda Nobuhiro, who is actually the older sibling, so Nobunaga isn't even the oldest thing. This is where I mentioned about how Japan is kind of weird. It's actually common in, like, their family trees, where the firstborn will sometimes not even be named the heir. I guess it comes down to, like, weird talent. I mean, it is said that Nobunaga had, like, a really weird, I guess, heir or presence for him even when he was younger. Like, this guy had very high charisma, I guess. So,
makes sense.
So basically, went to war with Nobuhiro, or, well, I guess Nobuhiro was actually trying to, like, prove his worth, and, but then, he got kidnapped or whatever, but Nobunaga went over there and slapped a bitch and and rescued his older brother. Look, the Nobunaga clan is weird. I mean, I say Nobunaga. I think this is where all the Nobu idea comes from, because everybody has Nobu in their name for the most part. All of the brothers except for a couple are, so there's Nobuhiro, Nobuyuki, Nobukane, Nagamasu, Nobuharu, Nobutoki, and Hidataka. Are one of those things are not like the other.
It's like the Prince Harry of The Nova clan.
Yeah. Also, his children were Odu Nobutada, Nobukatsu, and Nobutaka. Then there was like an illegitimate child who was Hashushibiba Hidekatu Katsu, and then Oda Katsunaga, and then had like one daughter named Tokuhime. Nobunaga, but that's probably not even all the children Nobunaga had. Let's be clear. This guy got around. It's believed that a lot of people in Japan today are probably direct descendants of him. So, meh, this guy got around.
I mean, you could like obviously college was not an issue for these people because that would have been a whole shit ton of money they had to save up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, oh, yeah. Uh, in fact, I believe, like one of like the confirmed people who are descended from Nobunaga is a very famous figure skater. The more you know.
Really? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
How come they haven't incorporated have they incorporated that into Fate Grand Order yet?
Oh, but yeah, things go on. People kill themselves. Nobutomo takes over Kisuya Castle. People, Nobunaga is like, why are all these people plotting to assassinate me? We're all brothers, you dumbasses. Because everybody wants to be clan leader. This is honestly, this is probably the reason why Nobunaga won when the people invaded. Too many assassination attempts from his own family members, and it's just like, I've seen everything. You can't do anything. Can't do anything to hurt me.
Man, you weren't kidding about your mouth being broken. You have just been like frowning nonstop in
Yeah,
your
my mouth
model.
is broken tonight. Yes, succession
Mhm.
crisis. Huh. Well, it doesn't help that Japan has an interesting system of how things work. Uh, like it even works this way in like China. I don't know if it's the reason why Nobunaga was the legitimate successor just because his father named it from him, or if he was like the first lady's son or something like that because they just regularly had harems and stuff like that. Like like basically for China. And the main example, I've been reading too many manhwas, so I know how this works. Basically, the
Which
emperor
buster?
marries the empress. The empress's children will be the crown princes, but he has a whole gaggle of harem who the queen is in charge of.
Man,
And
they just were different in Korea.
yeah. Oh yeah. Ugh. Harems. They're crazy. But yeah, after Nobunaga pretty much eliminates all of these like things, proves his worth. I think he killed a couple of brothers here and there. I'm not 100% positive. Pretty sure it happened though.
A little bit of fratricide.
Mhm.
Just a tiny
Just a
bit.
tiny bit. And in Nobunaga's defense, they started it. Because it looks like Nobunaga was never the instigator in all of these things, but when you're the what's the general cost of a harem in US dollars? Probably a couple million generously.
Well, depends on what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, for like maybe $20, you could probably grab some Jersey girls. My family's from New Jersey. I'm allowed to make
But
that
I'm like
joke.
thinking in the long run how you're gonna have to keep paying for them and stuff like that. Because you think that they're just gonna be with you and not leech off of you for the rest of your life. They don't want to work. This is why they joined the harem. Da 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 da. Reverse harem? Question mark. Well, I guess that might work more easily.
Nobody wants a reverse harem.
Nobody does really.
Oh my, how do I say this tactfully? Um, Men are known to shed. Men are known to shed from areas that they don't usually show in public. You don't want all of that from a bunch of different men all over your bathroom.
It's gross.
Even to even to between different men, it's gross.
uh, I want to unsee. Well, there
Too
you.
bad.
Too bad. This is history class. You make us talk about uncomfortable things. So basically, after all of the War of Succession was dealt with, uh, you know, people come over through the clan and we're like, all right, we're gonna conquer this area, and then Oda was like, haha, no. And so eventually, during like the battle for when they like had their first big big victory, Nobunaga sees some potential in a random kid basically, and this kid eventually becomes Toyotomi Hideyoshi. So this is like the beginning of like how, for example, like why Nobunaga is considered unconventional, because for the longest time, uh, in Japan, like samurai and everything like that, in order to be a samurai, you have to be from a family of samurai. So like they have like a bunch of systems and junk in place. Uh, so Nobunaga like is considered by many people like forward thinking, uh, changing the way things work, or as some people would call in that time, a crazy nut job. So yeah, this would eventually be the successor to Nobunaga after he gets offed. Uh,
This character has not been in Fate Grand Order yet.
no, it is not. He's been in Koha Ace though. He's even been in the Guda Guda comics from before the game has released. But
Oh, this
oddly,
isn't even fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't even fucking from Fate Grand Order. This is from something else. This is the character I posted was from another Nobunaga show.
no, it was from. Of course, it was from another Nobunaga show. Do you know how many Nobunaga stuff exists?
There is a lot.
There's a lot. It's because the Sengoku period is just one of their favorite
Okay,
things to
this
write
is
about.
this is the actual character. I'm sorry, I was giving you false information. See, given Nobu's personality in Fate, this kind of tracks with how this character has been drawn.
Yeah, it's Monkey. She literally just calls him Monkey or Saru constantly. But he's an interesting character if you look at his stats. So he's not good at all, or he's super good. It depends on the situation. I think it
He's
just depends if Nobunaga is around or not.
Schrodinger stats.
Mm-hmm.
So is his stats better when she's not around?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure for once, like, because, like, the comic I've seen him in, basically Nobu is, like, showing off his stats. So she takes off her hat, which I assume is, like, the metaphorical thing of, like, emperor for her or whatever. And then she
Mhm.
puts it on his head, and all of a sudden his stats go up exponentially. So, also, he has got a very good golden rule. Uh, it rivals Gilgamesh, supposedly.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Good as in character development or hero? Huh. Define good.
I mean, he worked for Nobunaga.
Yeah. One of the most loyal retainers. Some people theorize that his like the person who betrayed him did it because he was jealous that Hideyoshi was getting a lot of attention. Some people theorize that. I don't know how true it is. He was just probably a double agent. Cause clan wars. What can you do? So much stuff. I don't think I can cover all of the stuff that Nobunaga did though, but that's like the base stuff I think you really need to know. Uh, the only other couple of characters I believe that are like the reason I'm going over this is because a couple of the characters are from this era are related, more or less directly related to Nobu Otonaga. For example, Cha Cha is his niece. Uh, Although she was an interesting character because she's not originally from the group of casts that originally came from all of the Gouda Gouda stuff.
Yeah, she just kind of like showed up.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I think maybe it's because they didn't want to do Hideyoshi, but basically this is this guy's wife. These two are married. Cha Cha, real smooth. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly the thing. Her name is spelt that way too, Cha Cha.
It's like Chi Chi, except it doesn't mean boobs.
Mm-hmm. So these two are married. I guess Cha Cha is considered our lolly mom of the game because
Yeah, pretty much.
she calls you her child constantly. Or
And she has the voice of a 5-year-old.
mm-hmm. So she's our lolly mom for the game, not to be confused with lolly grandma, who is Helena Baxterby.
Yeah, you have you have different life stages of the lolly.
But yeah, but she does act motherly to a lot of people or servants she believes are younger than her. For example, Okita over not Okita, Alter Okita, who seems to have taken on a personality of her own, and Chasha treats her like a child and asks her to do chores and stuff. So yeah, that's one of like the direct things. The other person. I'm trying to think of all of the servants off the top of my head who are directly related to thing. The other one is the Lancer. No, wait, he's a Berserker, I think. No, yeah, no, yeah. Hang on. Hang on.
Nagayoshi?
Nagayoshi. Is he in like a weird
He's the guy in
outfit?
the armor.
Yeah.
He's the guy in the armor.
Mm-hmm. So Mori
Is that who you're talking?
Nagayoshi. Uh, he's basically Mori Nagayoshi is one of uh the like important warlord for, well, not warlord, but one of the he's one of the most powerful generals of uh, Nobunaga's group. He was known as the Devil by all the people who came to thing. But he was under the servants of Nobutada before joining the campaign for the Nobunaga taking over all of Japan. Uh, he then goes on to help Hideyoshi and stuff like that in future in this future thing. But life stuff happens. Uh, the reason why he's got, if you're probably wondering, is like, what the hell is the blood coming out of the head? Well, he died from a gunshot wound to the head, so that's why that thing is going on.
He's an incredibly morbid character
Yeah,
in Grand Order.
he is. He's a very loyal character, though. He really takes a shine to the Master, but that's because the Master has plot armor and amazing skills with servants, because, the game would be over if they didn't.
Hmm. It's like any other 16-year-old in this, the world would have ended by now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I guess I'll talk about. So you're proud of Woodward. So what are their personalities like? For so like what they're like. You're probably thinking what's relevant for this for Fate Grand Order. Well,
Yes.
all in all of the history of like Japan and stuff, these characters like pasts aren't really changed too much from what I can see. Uh, they just like pretty much just kind of add a couple of personality quirks and stuff like that onto the character more than anything. Nobu Nobunaga. We can talk about how Nobunaga has like stages. Most of the time, she's pretty upbeat and has like the catch and has a catchphrase. I can't remember what the catchphrase is at this current time. I think it's along the lines of something like it can't be helped or something like that. I don't think that's the
Let's see.
exact phrasing. She also says umu, like a certain red saber.
Let's see. Is that so? According to the Grand Order Wiki, is her
Mm-hmm.
catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Dearuka.
Yeah, earuka. So, Zeki ga nai yo. But she's mostly Nobunaga overall is mostly used as a conduit for jokes
Yes.
and and shits and giggles. She is usually the if the comedy duo out of like the comedy duo like blah blah blah. So if Soji and Nobunaga were a comedy duo, Soji would probably be more of the straight man, while Nobunaga is the one that's a goofball.
I mean,
Even though they're both relatively
goofy.
dorks,
Yeah.
but in retrospect from their relationship wise, Nobunaga is definitely the one who's more of a jokester than Okita is. But Nobunaga is so like basically is like things of the Japan. Nobunaga was influenced. The backstory behind her was influenced because Nobunaga changed how warfare worked. Nobunaga changed how people can just earn ranks rather than being born into a position and stuff like that. So as with Dubai, that's why her abilities work the way that they do. Um, Sorry, my brain is dying on me tonight, and I can't think of a lot of ways to explain things.
Well, I mean, there's not really all that much more to her. Like,
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I haven't really gone into detail of when they started doing some more serious stuff with her.
that's true.
Uh, so in the last couple of events, they decided to start telling a more serious story with the Gura Gura event. This latest, latest one, being probably the most serious of the bunch, where Nobunaga becomes an Avenger, and her her Mao form is the one of the main draws of this event.
She also got a significant body upgrade.
Mm-hmm. Mao Nobunaga.
Hmm. She got taller and she got boobs.
Mm-hmm. Because this is fact. This is in Nobunaga's character sheet. Is Nobunaga can change her body type whenever she wills it. Actually, like even in the earlier days of Koha Ace, it was mentioned how Nobunaga can change her bust size. But so this is the more serious Nobunaga, and when I say more serious, I mean it kind of like on a just a little bit more serious. Nope, it's okay. You can you don't have to say so much. This is mostly a podcast.
Yes,
anyway.
learn.
Learn. Yes, absorb the hot bodies that of Nobunaga being able to change her boobie size. This is important things to learn, to know about, in Fate. I swear. Honestly, it's not.
I mean, not if it wasn't important, they wouldn't have put it in the character information.
Yeah. But she's also literally on fire. This form. Intense observation. But yeah, brain. So she's a little bit more serious. She's kind of a little bit poetic. And at the way the Grand Order ended, she kind of like, well, tie the die. And Okita had a whole tearful moment being like, you can't be serious! You can't be gone forever! You dumbass! Only for her to just come back a few seconds later. So she's like, so, about that, me and the Mao kind of like broke off there for a second. And she stayed there and I came back. Hiya! Hi, guys! Nobunaga, what are you gonna do? It's just that so, you know? But anyway, so that's the other person I keep forgetting about. I keep forgetting about the Utsugi clan because she was also just created just for Grand Order, also drawn by Takeuchi. I kind of consider her a Jean face more than a Saber face, but she's a Saber face pretty much. Just mostly has to do with the way the hair parts are drawn.
No.
Yeah. So, so the person who, so we know her as Kagetora, I believe. I believe that's the name she's going by in a thing. But, Four Cherries, just to let you know, the mayhem. What do you mean, 4K cherries? Don't do it! Don't do it! I swear to God, don't do it. Mm-hmm. So, in history, this person is actually known as a guy called, Utsugi Kenshin. This is one of, like, the Utsugi clan is basically Nobunaga's, like, it's considered like one of the like main clans constantly at ends with the Oda clan. Of course, they didn't really get too far from what I understand. But mostly Kagatora is learned under like Buddha techniques and blah blah blah. I don't know too much about the history of the Utsugi clan. I know of Kenshin because I've played a few Nobunaga games, so I know that this person is considered like a prominent person in the war. Also, this actually has a different blah, blah, blah. So you're like, why the gender bend if this guy was a male? Well, actually, the gender bend comes from the fact that there was actually a theory previous to the to Fate Grand Order is that Utsugi Kenshin might have been a woman and not a man.
So it was actually warranted for once.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like so basically in the mid 20th century a novelist theorized Utsugi Kenshin was a woman supposedly because some
because he wanted to write about a woman.
maybe well apparently it was like a report about so it was like from a Spanish guy referred to Utsugi as Tia, which is, you know, aunt in Espanol. So, so basically, in the West, Utsugi Kenshin is a woman, is supposedly where the theory comes up. And like evidence supporting this theory is that Kenshin had severe stomach cramps on a monthly basis around the 10th of the month, and actually planned his military campaigns around these cramps.
So what? Like they're just saying like he was on his period or something.
Yeah, they're saying that he was on his period. So supposedly he would get stomach cramps periodically, monthly. So that's the theory around Utsugi might have been a woman. Which, you know,
I mean, so did Napoleon,
yeah,
but I
I
don't see
know.
anyone. Not even Grand Order gender swapped him.
Yeah. It's like Kenshin's appearance was reportedly feminine. Portraits of Kenshin made in both the Edo period and Sokogo period display more female appearance with fair skin and long hair. Kenshin is the only one allowed to freely enter women's quarters in the Kyoto Imperial Palace, which is a rare occurrence. Kenshin had neither biological children nor wife nor or concubine. His relationships with women and male are only written in tales, and nothing is historically proven. So like Japan, I guess has come to a consensus that they kind of think that Kenshin was actually a woman by like all the stuff they've compiled, because in popular Kenshin is usually portrayed as a woman in these things. Although critics claim that a woman could not succeed the leadership of a samurai clan. And then advocates of the theory noting that women leaders of samurai clans were not entirely unknown during the 16th century. So, it's like at this time, women were becoming clan leaders. So they're like, it's not unwarranted.
I see.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was a basis for this gender swap. Surprise! Which is rare.
Especially in Grand Order.
Mm-hmm. But it was, but yeah. So this is one of the few cases where Grand Order already had the excuse to gender swap. Or maybe not gender swap. Who knows? Both have compelling ideas of how that could be, you know. So, yeah. History be what it is. We'll never know for sure. We'll never know. But, so basically, how Kagetora is, represented in Fate Grand Order is that she overall doesn't seem to comprehend, like, regular human emotions. Uh,
Yeah.
so basically that's her whole, like, character arc. And, like, one of her things, like, by going under Buddha's teachings, uh, basically morals are instilled. Hello, welcome. So basically morals got instilled, uh, into her, not to crush people. Apparently, she had, crazy unhuman strength and all this stuff, and that was, keeping her from connecting people. Uh, Basically, like at random points where, our protagonist is constantly trying to, help and stuff like that, and only the weird ass protagonist ways that they can. And Kagetora is because, like, I don't understand you. I do not get you. Clearly, the strong should protect the weak, and the weak can't do shit. So what the hell, man? What the actual hell? And basically, through kind of just understanding about how humans just want to, be there for each other, regardless of the power they have, I guess, is that she kind of starts to understand how human emotions work. Maybe. Through that kind of bullshit. But, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've seen much more for Kagetora outside of this event. So I don't know, like, what her feelings are for the protagonist. Like, at points she says she hates the guy, but, doesn't kind of. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, that's Kagetora. Or Utsugi Kenshin, as they are more commonly known. Sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. I got stressed out by things. Stress. Ooh. Is that everyone from the Sengoku era? I think. I can't think of anyone. I think the rest are from uh the from the Edo period. I think the Edo period is the Shinsengumi period. I might be wrong. I get a lot of the modernicious eras mixed up. So, Horpaderp. But yeah. Oh, sorry. My brain is. I'm just dying today. I can't think of things to say and things to do. I mean, I guess we could talk about each event for Fate Grand Order.
We could.
Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about each event because most of the stuff actually does take place in the Sengoku period except for, like, one event, really, when you think about it. So the first event was first got introduced to Okita and Nobunaga. This event was clearly for shits and giggles. Like,
yes,
this was the most meme-tastic event ever.
I mean, this is the one that introduced the mini Nobas.
All of the Nobus were first introduced. Basically, it also introduced the dumb thing where fate characters from Gouda Gouda slash Koha Ace get pulled in to play roles uh, regarding the events going forward. So
Mm.
basically, because they only had Nobu and Okita during this time, things like Emiya, Medea, Medusa, was Sasaki also one in this event or no? I'm probably not. I don't think he was.
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. This event happened a long time ago, guys. You're gonna have to bear this. But yeah, Nobu's everywhere. Nobu's for days. Now you literally had to beat waves of these things every day.
No, yeah.
Ugh. So those two were just mostly being meme lords for the sake of being meme lords. Med- Medusa was like, please, don't rope me into another one of these.
Because she was in Kohais.
Yeah, because she's one of the main people in Koais, so she was already like she's already used to these two shenanigans, and she didn't appreciate being pulled into this event. Uh all right. So following that event was the second Koha Ace event, which I have to look at Gouda Gouda event. Sorry, I'm gonna keep getting these two things messed up because they're basically interchangeable. They are literally the same thing, just with different names.
Was it the final Hanoji? Was that the one that was next? No.
No, 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 no. I think I want to think. I think the next one was the one where Hijikata was introduced,
Dear.
and was it Chacha was the free servant? I can't remember.
Was it Meiji Ishin?
I maybe. Hang on. I think so. Yeah, I think this was the one where
Okay.
I believe. Yeah. So the second one was a little bit more serious.
Because that was the one that had her brother in it. Nobunatsky.
Yes. It was a little more serious. Not really that much more serious though. It was still
It's
a
still it still had
comedy-ish
the
event
issues.
at this point. Uh, Basically, it was Shinsengumi versus Oda Clan, and they were both trying to figure out who was better, which was then decided by you, the players, who
Mm-hmm.
it was mostly decided by what items they wanted the most, more than anything.
Yeah. It wasn't like a player choice. It was like a group collective.
Yeah, I think the Oda Clan won from the majority, if I'm remembering this event correctly.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
It's whatever ascension materials were the rarest.
Mm-hmm. And so that event was mostly Cha Cha trying to. I think it was mostly her trying to get through her stages of grief more than anything. Also, Nobuketsuki also trying to get over the fact that Blah! I betrayed my sister and she had to kill me. Blah!
Well,
Storyline.
maybe you shouldn't have done that to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, the clan be weird, dog. Okay, but then this is where things get interesting. This event, the third event, oh, we're getting away from the Warring States era, and now we're in modern day Japan. And this is where it's kind of dark. You're the protagonist can't even believe that this is a Gouda Gouda event.
Was this
Sometimes,
the Imperial Capital Grail?
yeah, this was the Imperial Capital Grail, which then caused controversy online. Don't worry about it. It was stupid people complaining about stupid things. Uh, this one, this one takes more and more story bits because they've introduced Ryoma and the assassin, who were also members of the Koha Ace Holy Grail War.
Mm-hmm.
So this story is kind of like a mashup from that. There's a couple of Nobunagas being cuckoo crazy. Nobunaga hangs out in her brother's body for a bit because she's like, I don't know what the shit's happening. I got broken into pieces.
Was this the one that had Avenger?
Uh, this is the one that where
I don't think it
no, this is the one where
was.
Okita Alter was introduced.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember there was an animated commercial for
Yes,
it
this was
where
this
they were
was
fighting
also
on the
the first
roof.
one that got an animated commercial, and everybody's like, "What? Gouda Gouda then got an animated commercial, and it's weirdly, really good looking." And they're like, "What? What is happening?" All of the Gouda Gouda characters were like, "Yeah, man, heck yeah, we're so cool, haha." uh, but yeah, Okita this was the first where they dumped a bunch of characters in a thing because they did Ryoma, the assassin, and Okita Alter all in this event. So this was like the first. It's like let's just dump a couple characters in here. There we go. So this event had the most substance going on. We also got a catchy there for a bit. If all of you don't know what I'm talking about, uh, so this is why some people call
Pancakes.
So this is why in Persona 5 some people call the main character Nobunaga because Akechi is named after one of the great betrayers in history. It was supposed to be another nod for you to figure out right away that he's
You
he's
couldn't
gonna
make it more
betray you.
obvious.
Yeah.
It's like I need to find out who betrayed me.
Mm.
It's like John, Greg, Benedict.
It's like you're sitting at the first supper and Jesus is like, "One of you will betray me." Stares directly at the betrayer. Jesus already knew who it was,
How
man.
are you enjoying your meal, Judas?
Yep. Uh huh.
You know it's my body, right?
Mm-hmm. And then was the latest event that happened in this is where a lot of stuff I dumped on you from was for 4. This was the final Hanoji. And this is where, Demon Lord Nobunaga, the Lancer, Kagetora were all released in this one. I will say is what's interesting about the the Hanoji events is the fact that they release 4-star characters who, like, every single one, they're all 4-star characters who did not exist previously in the game. A lot of the events in Fate Grand Order. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I am being summoned.
Is it? Oh God, I have to entertain the class while you're gone. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, I never got to play these events. I had left the Grand Order scene by the time that Final Hinoji had come along. I don't even think I finished the Cha Cha event. Yeah, growing up sucks because it means less time to play mobile video games and it's less time to get PNG waifus.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're back! Yay!
I had to explain that the dogs wouldn't go out for me before I started the stream, and I'm like, okay, you're lost, dogs. But yeah, so Hanoji events are interesting because normally the 4 stars in a lot of the events are usually like a Christmas outfit or a bathing suit or a Halloween outfit for a previous form. I can't really think of any events that introduce new characters really. Like, but
Well, you're
give
talking
you.
about only new characters in the gacha, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about new characters, like in general. Like, they'll introduce new characters that get put into the gacha, sure, but I'm like now the other events usually don't introduce a new character that's going to be a free 4-star. From what I've seen, from what I remember, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head that actually gives you a character
We're probably wrong about that.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong, but hey, you guys don't know about that. You guys are all casuals. JK, I love you. I love you all so much. Well, we made it to an hour. I'm probably gonna have to call this here because my brain is not working tonight. And once I burn through the history, there isn't really much more to talk about. In the case of, well, I get it also doesn't help that we kind of mostly covered it the first stream too for Nobunaga.
Yeah.
Because, like I've said before, most of these events and most of what happens related to these characters take place. The events take place in the Sengoku period. So, we've already covered them. We've already talked about this stuff quite a bit of time. Hopefully when I go over the Shinsengumi, because I'm a little more familiar with that topic than the Warring States period. Everyone knows I'll never learn a thing. Never learn a thing. But yeah. Ugh. Sorry. I'm dying. Don't worry, I'll reincarnate, but it'll be a hot second. So yeah, when we talk about the Shinsengumi next week, I'm more familiar with this. I should hopefully be able to talk about more stuff because I'll be able to draw from that a bit more to talk about the differences between the characters and stuff. Again, though, be prepared for not too much because, spoiler alert, like usual, the characters' histories and backstories aren't that different from the source material. Well, yeah, there you go. That's from the first event, guys. Gotta beat all those Nobus. So many Nobus.
Gotta beat the mini
And they
Nobus all
get
over
more
time.
powerful each event. They turn metal. They get flying saucers. It's crazy. It's
They're giant forms.
they're it's pure chaos.
And they speak with like module like they turn down the bass on the giant ones so they sound like monsters.
Hmm. And then some of them get titles like Lance or Nobu, and then it sounds like it doesn't even sound like Nobunaga. It sounds like someone else completely entirely. It's weird. It's almost like they got the the Fate servants to voice Nobu's for the event, but that can't be true. Nobu's can't have different sounds. It's crazy. It's insane. Okay, I'm ready to die now, so I'm gonna
Sayonara,
say
everyone.
goodbye to everybody. I'm sorry. Blame Cherry not getting any sleep last night. I'm sure I've had plenty of good streams. They can't all be winners, you know. Sometimes you're gonna have a bad stream. Sometimes you're gonna be distracted by the fact that both Project Melody de- debuting her live 2D right now, and my best friend Mistia is having her 24-hour anniversary. So I'm a little distracted, okay?
So yeah, go to Mistia's stream.
Yeah, go to
She'll keep
Mistia's
you
stream.
entertained for the remainder of the night.
Misty is not stopping until God 1 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know. She's going for 24 hours. Keep her company. Keep her awake. Make her ingest coffee. I don't know. I don't think that's an option. I'm sending you to Miss Diaz.
Until
Go
next time,
there.
everyone.
Yeah, go there. She's a lot more entertaining than me. I am running on no energy. Please. Please, fam. Please. Please go. Bye. I love you all.
And dead.